Hey everyone, it's Sally here again with another beautiful episode of Magic Mike Moments. And today I'm very excited and thrilled to be sitting down and having a chat with Rebecca Mitchell. Hey Beck, how are you doing?
Good, Sal. How are you?
Groovy. Got a bit of a frog in my throat, so we'll
look
very
out.
sexy sound today, baby.
Well, this could get interesting then, couldn't it?
It will.
As long as the frog doesn't jump out, that's okay.
All right, I'm just going to give a little bit of an intro about you. So Rebecca is currently one of the directors and co-founders of Awesome Lending Solutions, a boutique brokerage in the lower North Shore of Sydney. So Rebecca has been in finance since she left school in 1994, and after a successful and vast career across all facets of back office lending, she felt she couldn't help in the way that she wanted to. So she became a broker working with a successful national accountancy firm from 2008 to 2014 as one of their in-house mortgage brokers. But then the opportunity arose to start her own brokerage, Awesome Lending Solutions, where Rebecca remains today, helping first home buyers and first time investors get into their first home or investment. So as well as helping investors review their portfolio and see where money can be saved and prepare them for the next purchase, she has also discovered her latest passion is helping couples who are going through separation and guiding them through the minefield of either buying out the ex-partner or buying that new family home. Wow, Beck, now that interests me. It's a huge
does
area.
it now? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's something, I think, a bit of a forgotten area for a lot of people that in my industry, because they need help too. So and that's what I love doing. I love helping people. So and it can be a really emotional time as well. So
absolutely. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later, but just, you've gone through a massive journey, lots of experience and changes in your life. So along the way, sort of just tell me some of the challenges you've had getting to where you are right now.
Yeah, sure. So I guess some of the challenges I had was initially, leaving school and, not really getting the marks I wanted. So I didn't really get into the career that I initially wanted, which was to be a lawyer. Look out.
Any regrets?
No, actually, no regrets.
You're going to say that.
I'm still helping people. So, just different ways. So decided I needed to get a steady job as advised by my mother, and so started working in the bank, and just went through life, and then just continued on, and went through a bit of a challenging time when my dad got sick and passed away when I was 25. So I just bought my first home and then had that to contend with. So that was a bit of a challenging time personally and career-wise, because it kind of kicked me for a six. So he was only sick for 6 months, and that was it. So, and he was he was pretty much my hero in anything that I did, and I always wanted to make him proud. So I'm assuming I'm pretty sure he's still proud of me. So so jumping through that and getting my first home, and then just the different career changes I've had along the way. I tried financial planning for a little while, which was a bit of a different career change because I got bored with lending. It's like, I think I might do something different. So did that, but found I actually really missed lending. Look out. And went back into it, and just worked in banks, worked in non-banks. So just through all the different facets of that and challenges. Also, a little bit later on in life, but I was asked to take over the role of looking after my autistic brother. So I took him in under my wing, had him living with me for a few years. So that was a bit of a navigation emotionally as well, and just adjusting to that because I couldn't commit fully to the business because I'd already started the business by that time.
Right.
So just how that affected the business as well as in my personal life. But we got there in the end. So that brings me around full circle. Met my partner a couple of years ago, like I was saying earlier, and she's a good strength and a good support for everything that I do, which is also she's possibly got another challenge ahead of her because I might be doing a bit of a career change, but we'll see how we go.
Ooh,
not so much a career change, but a business change. So
Wow. Look, I've met you through networking, and you're a top chick, and we both are co-hosts with Happy Neighborhood Project. I've got to see you a little bit, and you're such a dynamo, right? And your energy is so cool. So out of interest, when did you buy your first home? How old were you when you did that?
I was 25.
Right. Okay. So at the same time that your dad passed away.
Well, I bought it, settled, and then he got sick. So yeah, so I kind of I got through the excitement of buying my first home, and then the not so much excitement. So, but at least he got to see me buy my first home and move out of home and set myself up. So that was a good thing. So
yeah. And when did you say you set your business up?
So we set up in 2014.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah. So that's 8 years. I just worked that one out. So that's a long time. So, it's part of, like, I think particularly through COVID and everything, we've sort of reassessed our lives, right, of where we're going. So I'm not surprised when I hear people say I might be having a bit of a change in my direction and that sort of thing. And which leads me into my next question, because at the end of the day, what is your sort of superpower? Why are people drawn into you? What is your magic? Because there is something about you, Beck. It doesn't matter what you're doing. To be honest, I met you. I didn't even have any idea about what you did. I just was drawn to you because you've got a great energy. So I think you can apply that in any sort of career that you go down. So what do you think is your superpower? Why are people drawn specifically to you?
Well, I actually was thinking about this the other day, and I heard someone talking, and I'm like, actually, I think my superpower is helping renters become homeowners. So, like just getting them through that. Again, that's a bit of an emotional, the biggest decision of their life someone is ever going to make is buying their first home, or even their first investment. Either way, it's still a big decision. And I feel that people are drawn to me because I'm a kind of no BS kind of person. Straight shooter. I don't fluff things up. Like a lot of people do. I just I say how it is, and I think that's what I feel. That's what people are drawn to me, my energy and the fact that I'm going to tell you how it is, and if I can't get it to you, I can't solve it for you right now, I'm going to give you a plan on how you're going to get into that situation.
Yeah. So what sort of age groups do you work with, like particularly with first home owners? Because it doesn't have to be youngies, I'm sure. So what age group do you find you definitely sort of is your main age group that you work with?
Yeah, I mean, my mum bought her first home when she was in her 40s, so so it doesn't necessarily mean you're in your 20s, but I tend to work with people between about 25 and 55 is usually my range, because of obviously the fact that I do refinances and helping people going through divorce. So 55, but I mean, I help, but that's my niche bracket.
I just particularly love about the, when you go through separation and divorce, having done it myself, then you're thrown out on the street, and it's an emotional roller coaster for starters, but then financially you've got to pick yourself up and get yourself reestablished. And
that's it. And that's it. And especially if there's kids involved, they want to stay in the home. They've, it's the home they've grown up in, for example, and it's like, how do you make that happen? How does that happen? Because things are tight, things are a struggle. Finances might not be there depending on how the situation is. I mean, one of my best friends is going through a separation now, and they're exactly going through that. She wants to stay in the home, but the husband's like, no, I'm staying. And the son wants to stay in the home because that's the only home he's ever known. So she's going through that bit of an emotional roller coaster at the moment. So it's really hard. Even the easiest of divorces, I think, can be still hard emotionally.
Yeah, and I think that's also where your superpower comes in, because you're very empathetic as well, so you can understand the emotional side of everything, because often it's you go into that fetal position sometimes when you're going through the stuff, and then having to do the logistics of like, where am I going to live, what am I going to do, how can I sort out. And you're right, so many people I know want to stay in their family home, or the kids want to stay there, and trying to work that out. So you're going into a landmine there of emotions.
Oh, hell yeah.
Happiness and blah blah blah.
I watched my parents go through divorce, and it was like, I was 14 at the time, so I was, it wasn't hidden from anything. That was that whole. So I think living through that kind of experience from a child's or a teenager's perspective has carried me through to why I like to help those people now, I feel.
Yeah, and that's part of the challenge that you went through as part of your experience that's helped you, work with people these days. So in your opinion, what do you think is the biggest issue facing your clients?
I think the uncertainty at the moment with what's happening with interest rates, the market, and the election coming up. I've had a few clients that, you know, they were super keen to get into the market, and then, you know, there was all this talk that rates were going to go up, and the election, and they're like, oh, well, you don't know what's going to happen now. So they're kind of getting cold feet. But that's where I come into it and just guide them through and go, look, you know, there's no opportunity like now. You know, you might as well strike while the iron's hot and go for it. So just educating them and seeing, you know, letting them see the pros to buying now, or buying first, full stop. Not going to put someone into a situation that they're going to get messy, of course, but it's just that education and you know, getting through the BS of the media.
And that's the thing, right? It's just like we've known like forever interest rates were going to go up, and that, you know, it's gone up marginally, right? It's just in the bigger picture, it's just started after a couple of years, but the media just explodes everything. And then there was all this meltdown last week because, oh my God, interest rates are going up. Well, man, we knew that.
Well, that's it. And the thing that frustrates me is that you've got, you know, lenders come out and go, oh, you know, the RBA is going to go up by 0.4. Yeah, no, not in one go. And then you've got, you know, there was a story on 7 News recently that, oh, you're going to need, you know, Sydney siders need 20% deposit, and it's taking them 8 years to save it. And it's like, that's not true. And that's, you know, that makes my job so much more challenging, because it's like, oh my God, it's going to take me 8 years. Oh my God, you said I could do this. So
distorts the truth, really. So yeah, big time.
Gotta love the media.
Look, I don't watch TV, but you know, I noticed putting Apple Watch on, right, and it flashes up on my watch, so you can't escape it, right?
I know, right? You just sometimes you just have to turn off all the notifications sometimes just to get away from it all. And when COVID hit, I stopped watching the news because I couldn't handle the crap that was coming out of people's mouths. Excuse the language, but
no, I'm the same. It is obvious, but so then at the moment, what do you think would be your 3 top tips to help people, particularly when they're feeling that uncertainty, and something where you can help them just sort of settle, get more into a peaceful place so that their mind's not going racing about the stress of it all? You know, what can you advise would be a couple of top tips to help people?
Yeah, sure. So what I tend to advise my clients on, you know, when things getting a little bit crazy, you know, in the media and in their head, and they're listening to all the negativity, just take a step back, breathe, have a couple of glasses of water, and just go through. My first thing that I always go through with my clients is look at your living expenses, write down your budget, see where you're spending your money, and, you know, just if you feel like you need to cut back on a couple of expenses, the piece of paper is going to tell you, the calculator is going to tell you. So you just analyze it, look at it from, you know, your own perspective, not what everyone else is telling you. So that will be my first one. And second one is just keep records of everything. Just, you know, write everything down. You know, just if you hear something, if someone you hear something in the press, give me a call and I will explain it, because I'm across everything. You know, that's my job. I make sure I stay in touch with everything that's happening, and I have a lot more insight into what's happening because I've got the contacts. So if you're panicking, give me a call.
Because you've got your finger on the pulse, right? So
correct. You know, and if I don't know straight away, I'm going to sure as heck find out for you.
I particularly like that, you know, I didn't really have any idea of how much. I didn't have a budget when I was married, really. I was just surviving with 4 kids, a couple of dogs, renovating, whatever, and it was just living. But then when you're out on your own, and you have to really be very mindful of your expenses, and the cost of living is ridiculous, you know.
Oh, and it's only getting worse at the moment.
Oh, it's through the roof. Oh my gosh. And so I'm turning into my parents, like, turn that heater down, put a jumper on, you know. Stop spending so much.
I was talking to someone the other day, and like, you know, we've put a couple of extra blankets on because we don't want to turn the heater on. And it's like, and that's us. Could you imagine what it's doing to the older generation?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, you know, and like,
my dad's uncle, he sits in a room and he puts on 5 jumpers, but never the heater.
Put on 5 jumpers, put on a couple of pairs of socks, throw a blankie over you. You try working from home, and you try to like, I can't work from home because I can't move.
girlfriend who doesn't have any heating, so she straps hot water bottles to herself when she goes to bed. She's hilarious.
Oh gosh, my partner's like, you need to put the electric blanket on the bed. I'm like, yes, I know, because she feels the cold more than I do, and I'm like, yes, all right, no worries.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the biggest thing at the moment in biggest people's concern. I heard on the radio the other day, and I believe it because I know it, I hear it from other people, is the cost of living.
Yeah.
You know, it's the biggest concern of Australians at the moment is, and we're going into an election, and anyway.
I know. And, this impacts on, like I've got 4 kids and some of them are, or one of them's in their 20s and,
Yeah.
working hard and saving, but, just even to be able to purchase a house, but then to maintain the mortgage and also the cost of living costs. And I know friends are getting, people buying first homes are getting friends in to help pay the rent and contribute all the costs because, it's so much harder for kids, I reckon, these days. So
it's harder, but I mean, there is, as I said, there's a lot of, there's a lot of programs out there that help them, with the deposit, and don't necessarily have to rent it out, rent it out for the first 12 months. Stay at home if you can, and rent it out for the first 12 months, because at least you're getting your foot in the door, and you don't know what, you never know what will happen in the future.
And do you find that there's a sort of an amount, or it's sort of a price that first home owners are around, or does it really vary?
It varies from state to state.
Yeah.
Like Sydney's obviously the most expensive.
Yeah.
Followed by, I would say, probably Victoria.
Yeah.
Melbourne generally. But I mean, as I said, give me a call, and I can guide you through the process and put a plan in place. Even if it might take you 6 months, but at least you've got somewhere, a direction you need to go into. If you're saving, I would say 5 to 10,000. If you've got that saved, there's definitely something we can do.
Really?
So, yeah, for sure. For
5
sure.
to 10, right? Well, I'm going to get my kids onto this because it's just they're working hard now, and
that's what I mean. As I said, if it takes an extra couple of months, and they're just like, okay, cut back here. They've got the beauty of they're living at home.
Yeah.
With mum. Mum's probably not charging any rent, or minimal rent.
Yeah. Turn the heating down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, that's true. And for sure, definitely, there's plenty of programs
really
out there.
Yeah, right. I think I was 24 when I bought my first place, and that was because I got a really big bonus at work and was able to use that as a deposit. So it was probably around that amount back then. So and
where did you buy? Where was your first place?
In Fitzroy. It was a warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
And it had it was just a shell, and so just built it up from there. But I think I bought it for 28,000 back then. So
wow! There you go.
Crazy.
Showing your age, Sal.
I know. Oh my God. Yeah.
She's only 30. It's okay, people.
So moving on, my mantra this year is about letting go, stepping up, and being more, so that you can find a deeper connection to yourself and be more of your genuine self. So how have you found over your life? What have you let go of? How have you stepped up, and how have you become more of you?
I think I've gone through a lot of changes in the last 6 months. Let go of a few bit of well, as you've probably heard me say in the various networking events, I've only started networking since February. I never had the confidence. I never had doing this. Never would have thought it would happen in a million years. Never had the confidence. I couldn't talk to people. Didn't think I knew anything. Didn't think I had anything to offer anyone.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You must have taken some magic pill, because you're amazing. It's so empowering. Like, you come across as so confident, Beck.
I stopped listening to a lot of negativity that was going on from my family.
Right.
And unfortunately, they didn't like it.
Right.
Or fortunately, I guess it depends on which way you want to look at it, really.
Exactly.
Unfortunate for them, fortunate for me, because as I say, I got rid of a bit of emotional and family baggage. It's probably not the right way to describe it, but that's how I feel.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it's opened me up a lot. This all happened probably about towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
And I decided this year I was going to go outside of my comfort zone, or expand my comfort zone. Yeah, and stepped up and got my first invite to a networking event, which was BNI, back in February. Checked it out, and away I went.
Wow.
I know, right?
Exciting.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
as I said, never thought I had anything to offer anyone. Couldn't speak to people, and now apparently I'm deemed the troublemaker in networking groups.
Oh my God.
Fred calls me the troublemaker in community networking
Yeah.
project. He calls me the troublemaker, and now Jason from Be Connected also knows me as a troublemaker. But I'm not a
You're not.
troublemaker.
You're not. You're a top chick. That's
Yeah. So
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, you've done a 360. Wow, in
Mm,
6 months, that's amazing. That is
yeah.
amazing.
It's
Because
amazing what you're holding on to and what can be, the
yeah,
roadblocks and the
yeah,
mental roadblocks that get in your way. And my family, always, my mother's always said to me, I don't know why you left Westpac. I don't know why you left that really good, stable job.
yeah,
Like, because I
yeah,
got bored.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't, it was, I wanted to grow. I wanted to get a career,
yeah. It's
and
interesting you say that because I'm running a workshop at the moment to break through your barriers, and
oh
a
yeah.
lot of it is overcoming, the expectations and the family stuff, and it's old,
Mm,
outdated stuff. You get a really
oh,
good job because it's prestigious, but yet you're going through it and you're really unhappy. So why are you
exactly.
in there? Are you doing it
Exactly.
for you, or you're doing it for other people? So
That's exactly right. And that's what I've realized. I've come to realize in the last few months that I need to do stuff for me. I need to put
yeah,
me first.
wow.
And
Put me first.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
And you know
So
what, Beck? It just shines through because obviously I've met you as you've come out, you've emerged the other side.
yeah,
And
yeah.
you just come across as me as authentic, genuine, confident, empowering, and really comfortable in your own skin. So,
Thank you. Thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate that because
yeah, it's
it's
interesting.
taken a lot of work, and I do feel like I'm more comfortable in my own skin and I have something to offer.
No,
So,
you do.
yeah.
I just love it. Oh, you've got such good vibes that you give out. So I know
Thank you.
you alluded to this before, but what are you most passionate about at the end of the day? What gets you up out and inspired when you get out of bed every day?
Yeah. Helping people.
Yeah,
And as I said, I've discovered my new passion, or my recent passion is helping people going through divorces and
yeah,
just helping them go through that challenging time, emotional time,
yeah,
whether they want to try and stay in the family home and buy out the ex-partner, whether it's amicable or not amicable,
yeah,
whatever the case may be, because
yeah.
I know people think they've got, oh, we've got a really good relationship, but when it comes down to the nuts and
When
bolts,
it comes down to money.
and when it comes down to money,
Yeah,
it turns the
you can see the
happiest
really
of
nasty
people.
side. Yeah,
Oh, I've heard horror stories. I've got
yeah.
clients that I've got a particular couple that I met when they were married, and I helped them out when they were married, and then they got split. And oh my God, I'm thinking, how did these people have children together? I do not understand. It makes I'm astounded. It's like you must have loved each other at one point in time, surely.
Yeah, I
Otherwise,
know.
what the heck?
Oh, you just see the
So
dark side. Don't you?
when it comes to money and it comes to children, you really do see the
Yeah,
dark side. Like
yeah,
you've spoken to Laurie, right? Laurie Book,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God, her, her positioning, what she does. I wish there was someone like her
Me
when my
too. That's
parents were
what I
going through my
said.
divorce,
Yeah,
because people forget about the children get forgotten about a lot of the time. They're used as
yeah,
pawns,
yeah,
and as I said, I find that that's a really a niche that people are not looking at, and they need
yeah.
help. As I said,
Oh,
stay in their home. They want to move out into a new family home. I know they don't want the bad memories of what's happened in that home, and they want a new one, set up a new life with their kids,
yeah,
without the kids, whatever the case may be, and just helping them through that and seeing what they can afford and what they can't afford, and just
yeah,
getting them just started again,
yeah. I
because they're
love it.
starting again.
Yeah, I can feel your passion through it. And at the end of the day, I'm very big about there's no such word as can't. I think you will
Exactly.
always find a solution for people's situations.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why I encourage people to have a chat with you. So Beck, that sort of leads into, down the track, what legacy would you like to leave? And probably along the lines of this, I think.
Yeah, I feel like that is the kind of legacy I want to leave behind. Just, the fact that I can, help those people that really, really need it and they don't know where to turn. They're ignored by the banks. They're ignored by,
Yeah.
other mortgage brokers because the situation's too hard. Oh my God, I don't want to get involved in that emotional battle.
Yeah.
But why? Think of the reward at the end of the day. And that's not what I do it, but just think of the good feeling you're giving that client, that someone's actually given a shit
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because hang on, I'm going to cough.
Oh,
Excuse
here
me.
comes the frog.
Oh yeah, it is COVID. No, it's not. But
Well, good. You can't catch COVID through the computer.
yeah, well, that's the
Tested.
great thing about Zoom, right? So people are working through it, but because it's become the new normal. But
Oh.
Coming back to that, it is, you know, as I said, you're empathetic. You do care, and it's more than just numbers to you. It's
yeah.
passion. Hang on, I'm going to have to copy. Sorry.
That's okay. You've done well to
I know.
last this long without coughing.
Oh.
Yeah. Have a hot drink. That'll work.
So luckily we're towards the end, and I'm just about to say one more coffee. So sorry, Beck, and we're just about to co-host over on HMP, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, how can people reach out and have a chat with you and get in touch with you?
Yep. Look, so I'm on all the socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, email, and just shoot me an email, a text, or just contact me on Facebook.
Yeah. So are you under? So your email is Rebecca at awesomelendingsolutions.com.au.
Yep, that's it.
And what's your Facebook page?
So I've got a group called Finance in Flats.
Finance, which one?
Finance in Flats, because it's easier than doing it in
flats, right?
Easier than doing it in heels.
Not in the high heels, yeah.
But you can reach out to on my personal page as well. So just Rebecca Mitchell.
Okay, fantastic. So sorry about the little bit of a cough there. That's just
That's okay.
But Beck, it's been wonderful spending some time chatting with you. And
you too.
It's really interesting to think that it's only been the last 6 months where you've turned around and been this amazing person. Like, I've always known you as an amazing person because I've only known you in the last few months, but I'm sure you've always been that amazing person. But just sort of you haven't been able to shine and show your brilliance because of just stuff that you had to let go of, judgments, expectations, all that sort of personal growth and journey, which we should all be going on, because let's have an awesome life, not just an average one. Life's too short.
That's exactly right. I said that to someone this morning at an event. I'm like, life's too short. You know, just get out there and do it.
And I think COVID taught us a lot. And part of that is just like, let go of this stuff. It doesn't matter.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Don't sweat the small stuff, you know.
100%. Well, Beck, thank you so much for being a guest on my Magic Mike Moment show today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. I'll get off and go and have a big old cough. And I look forward to seeing you again at HMP and Business at Breakfast and networking around. And I will definitely follow up and get my kids to have a chat with you, because
for sure,
right? Got nothing to lose. 5 to 10 plans, take it from there.
That's it. Why not? Get a plan together.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Beck. Have a great day, and we'll chat again soon.
We will. See you.
Bye.